So, hello, good morning, students. Today we'll be discussing the new topic from the new chapter. It is the last chapter for uh, this section, that is line and angles, chapter number 10. Okay, so we know what is line and we know what is angles. Okay, so let's try to understand first a line. First of all, we'll discuss only about the angles. Okay, so we'll discuss the pairs of you know what is angles. You see, angles is formed by the it is a distance between the two ray. Okay, this is a distance between these two ray is what we call as the angles. It is mostly measured with theta. Okay, we call this as the angles. It's mostly considered as a theta. So you can also give another name, that alpha, beta, or x or y. This okay. So this distance between this line and distance between this line, the distance this. Okay, a radial distance between these two lines is what we call as the angles. Okay, this is what we call as the angles. It is a radial distance. Okay, it is a radial distance or a circular distance between the two lines. Okay, between the two lines is what we call as the angles. Okay, so if I would say this is A, this ray, the point is A, and this is O, and this is B. So how can I denote this angle? We denote this angle by angle AOB. So we write this one, angle AOB. So if I say I'm measuring this O, that is what it represents. This O, it is in the middle. That is what represented that whatever we are talking about, on which respect we are talking about, that is what discuss what is denoted by the center one. Okay, but if my angle is this, and if you're writing OAB, that means this is what our nomenclature is mistake. Okay, this is a wrong nomenclature. Or if I write OBA, then this is also a wrong. Why? Because our angle is forming on the point O, not on point A, not on point B. Okay, so we can write this is the correct nomenclature. This is the correct naming to these angles. Okay, so first we have to learn how to give the naming. Okay, now let's discuss the pairs of angles. Okay, different pairs of angles. Okay, different pairs of angle. What are different pairs of angles? Different pairs of angle. The first angle that we are going to discuss is about the adjacent linear pairs, vertically opposite angle, complementary angles, and supplementary angles. Okay, so in this topic videos we will discuss what is linear pairs of angles or adjacent angles. Okay, pairs of angles. Pairs means you already know if there is two pairs, if there is two angles, then what are different types of angles. The first one we'll discuss is about the adjacent angle. Adjacent angles. Okay, so what does an adjacent angle say? Okay, now let's say this is another line. On this we have another ray and one more ray. Okay, this is what we call this angle. This is A, and let's say this angle, this is B, or let's say this is X, L, O, M, N. Okay, so this angle A, we can say angle A and angle B is our angles A and angle B is our adjacent angle. Now let's try to understand what is the word of adjacent means. Adjacent means next. It is next to me. Okay, next to me is next to the another angle is what we call as the adjacent angle. What is the commands out here in these two adjacent angle is what they will have a one command ray. That means here you see OM is between the angle M and angle N, angle A and angle B. OM ray is command for both the angle. Command for both the OM ray is command. Okay. This OM ray is command for both the angles. Between these two angles, okay, this O is OM, this OM, and the angle this O to M, this ray is command either this to this angle also or either to this angles also. Okay, so such types of ray is what we call as a adjacent angle. The two angles with the same vertex, they have a same vertex. Again, they will have a adjacent angle will have a same vertex. Okay, same vertex. They will have a same vertex. Adjacent angle will have a same vertex. Okay, and one arms are common. This is what a ray. That is one arm is common. Okay, and other arms are lying on the opposite side of the command arms are called as other arms are lying on opposite side. Okay, so one is this side and another is this side. One is in this side, another one is in right side, another is in the another left side. So these two arms, okay, these are lying on the opposite side, and but these arms, that is OM or OM ray, is command to this angle also. It's command to this angles also. So such types of angle is what we call as the adjacent angles. Okay, now let's talk about the linear pairs of angles. Okay, so we are clear about what is adjacent angle. Adjacent angle, angle A and angle B is the adjacent angles. Okay, adjacent angles, angle A and angle B is the adjacent angle. Why the angle? Because OM ray is command, that means OM is command, and they will have a same vertex, that means this point is the same vertex. But if I say one is this one is this one, okay, another is these angles. N O M, okay, O M L. Do you think these two angles are adjacent angles? Angle A and angle B. These two angles are adjacent angles? No. Why? Though their arms are written as OM and OM, but their vertices are not same, right? The vertices are not lying together on the same point. Okay, the vertices are not lying on the same point. So such types of angle you cannot consider them to be the adjacent angles. Okay, so their command is their vertices should be they should have a same vertices and they should have a common arms. Okay, so that is what we are going to talk about. Next, let's talk about the linear pairs of angles. Okay, linear pairs of angles is what? Linear pairs of angles. Linear. What is a linear? Linear means it is a line. Linear pairs of angles. Okay, what does a linear pairs of angles say? If this is a line, okay, this is one arms and this is, let's say this is another vertex, this is O, L, M. On these angles, if this is another ray, okay, let's say this is another ray, let's talk about this is another ray. So these angles and these angles are what we call as linear angles. Okay, on the one line, okay, on one line, okay, on a straight line, the angles are forming. Okay, on both sides, this types of angle is what we call as a, okay, this types of angle is what we call as a linear. This angle is also called as a, this angle can also be known as a, this angle can be also known as a, and okay, this angle can be also known as the adjacent angle. Why? Because they have the same vertices and their, what is that? And their ray, okay, ON is command to this angle also, this angle also. Okay, but what is the linear pairs? What is the big difference between the linear pairs? What adjacent angle can be this way also. Adjacent angle can be this way also. Okay, adjacent angle can be this way also. Adjacent angle can be this way also. Okay, or adjacent angle can be this way also. These angles. Okay, so let's say, yeah. So these are some adjacent angles, but here we don't have a straight line. Okay, here we didn't have a straight line. So adjacent, all the adjacent angle cannot be a linear angle, but all the linear angle can consider as a adjacent angle. Why? Because they have a same vertices and their rays are common. One arms is common for both of them. And what is the difference between adjacent and linear is what? The adjacent angle, they have a straight line. Okay, they have a straight line. Okay, on that straight line they are forming an angle. So such types of angle is what we call as a adjacent angles. Okay, so you see two adjacent angles are said to form a linear pair if their common non-common arms are if there is non-common arms and are two opposite rays. Okay, they are on the same two opposite rays, they are facing two opposite rays on a straight line. Okay, so such types of angles are called as the linear pairs of angles. And only one important point in this linear pair of angles is that the sum of these two linear pairs is always equal to angle A plus angle B is always equal to 180 degree. Remember this one. This is a very much important point. Okay, when a linear pair, the sum of the linear pairs is always equal to 180. This angle plus this angle will be always equal to 180. Whether this angle will be this way also, whether this angle will be this way also, this angle plus this angle, angle A, let's say this is angle B, this angle also, angle A plus angle B also will be equal to 180 degree. Or your angle may be this way also, in this way also, your angle may be, what is it? Your angle may be in this way also. Okay, so this is a linear pair angle because it's a straight line. Okay, so this angle plus this angle is always equal to 180 plus always equal to 180 degrees. So remember this one, the sum of the linear pair is always equal to, write it down. Okay, sum of the linear pair is always equal to sum of linear pair of angles, linear pair of pair of angle is always equal to 180 degrees. I think you're clear about sum of linear pair of angle is always equal to 180 degrees. Okay, so next let's talk about the next topic, that is what vertically opposite angle. What is vertically opposite angles? Okay, let's talk about what is vertically opposite angles. Okay, we have discussed about the adjacent angles and linear pairs of angles, and now we are talking about the vertically opposite angles. Okay, so if the two rays, the vertically opposite angles. Okay, what is the two ray? Let's say if the two ray, what is it? This is your ray, and they intersect at each other. Okay, this angles and this angles is what they call angle A and an angle B. Angle, this is what another angle, let's say C and angle D. Okay, so let's say this is LM and O, or not NM, let's say XY. Okay, and this center, that point where it intersects is O. Okay, so you see LM, this ray and these rays are intersecting with each other at point O. Okay, and which they will form an angle, these angles and this angle, these angles, and how many angles we have? 4 angles. We have 4 angles. Out of these 4 angles, okay, out of these 4 angles, angle A and angle B will be considered as vertically opposite angles. Okay, they will be considered as vertically opposite angles. They are forming these angles and these angles. Okay, these angles and these angles are opposite angle, and angle C and angle D, are also vertically opposite angles. Okay, a vertically opposite angle, you see, angle A and angle B, that is angles, let's say you can also write LOY and MOX. Okay, just this angle C and angle D are vertically opposite angle. These two opposite, okay, they are up and down, left and right. Okay, left and right, these two are opposite angle, vertical opposite again. These two are also known as vertically opposite angles. Okay, and this vertically opposite angle, one another important properties is what these vertically opposite angles are always equal to each other. Angle C will be always equal to angle D, and angle A will be always equal to angle B. Remember this one. Okay, so this is the most important point. Vertically opposite angle, these angles and these angles are always equal to each other. These angles and these angles are always equal to each other. Vertically opposite, two pairs of vertically opposite, okay, vertically opposite angles are always equal to each other. Okay, the two angle forms the pairs of vertically opposite angle if they arm from the pairs of opposite ray. Okay, if the pair form arms of opposite ray. Okay, so that is what we talk about. Okay, when does it form a vertically opposite angle? If the two ray intersect each others. Okay, and that very point intersection, one will be left, another in the right, up and down, up and down. Okay, when you talk about a ray, if this is it, so these angles and these angles are vertically opposite angle. These angles and these angles are also vertically opposite angle. If I talk about vertically, this is what we call. So these angles and this angle will be vertically opposite angle. These angles and this angle also will be vertically opposite angles. Okay, so this is all about vertically opposite angles. Okay, so we have two more points, that is complementary angles and supplementary angles. Okay, if there is any two angles whose sums are equal to 190 degrees, okay, is what we call as complementary angles. Okay, complementary angles. Okay, what does a complementary angle say? Complementary, COMPLEMENTARY, complementary angles. Okay, the sum, the pairs of angles whose sum, let's say this is one angle. Okay, let's say this is one angle, A O B, and another one is this one, L O N. Okay, these angles, if this angle A and angle B, if this angle A plus angle B is equal to 90 degrees, then these two pairs of angles are what we call as a complementary angles. So complementary angle is what? If the sum of the two angles measured to be 90 degree, if the sum of two angles measured to be 90 degree is such types of angles are known as a complementary angle. Complementary angles. Okay, complementary angle is what? If the sum is always equal to 180 degrees. Okay, if the two angles, if you have two angles and their sums are 180, then I'm sorry, this is not 180, it is 90 degree. If their sums are 90 degree, then their angles are considered to be the two pairs of angles are considered to be the complementary angles. Okay, so this is the last topic, that is what we're going to discuss is supplementary angle. What is a supplementary angles? Okay, supplementary angle, SUPW, supplementary angles. Okay, so what does a supplementary angle say? It is sum of two angles is always equal to sum of two angles, sum of two angles, okay, is equal to 180 degree. But complementary is what? Sum of two angle is always equal to 90 degree. But supplementary is what? Sum of two angle will be equal to 180 degrees. How do we remember 180? You see, S, it look like something like a something look like an 8, right? If I join this one, remember this one, this is an 8, right? So 80 and 90, you see 180 and 80. So if S word is there, that means directly related to the 180. Okay, if there is no S, okay, complementary, if there is no complementary, that means it look like a 90, just related. If you see supplementary start with the word S, so S is nearly similar. We used to get confused with the supplementary and complementary, so I'm just giving a trick to remember. Okay, S, it look like, if I join this one, that means it look like an 8. So 8 is exactly related with 180 degree, right? So this way we can remember. Supplementary means what? S is what? Exactly like an 8. So 8 is what? 180 degree. Means two pairs of angles should be 180 degree. But if I say complementary, means always you see the complementary is what you can say 90 degree. Sum of two angles is what? 90 degree. S is what? 180 degrees. Sum of two angles is 180 degrees. C is what? Complementary. Sum of two angles is always equal to 90 degrees. I think you're clear about these types of different pairs of angles. Okay, let's try to solve one question. Okay. Okay, let's see this question. You see, it is question number 1. And observe the figures and answer the following question. This is your figures out here. Okay, the first question is angle B adjacent to angle C? Where is the angle B? This is our angle B, yes, no, and this is our angle C, right? So angle B and angle C are adjacent or not? Yes or no? Yes. Why? Because they have a same vertex. Okay, they have a same vertex. Yes or no? And their arms, okay, this OT is common. Okay, this OT is common to both the angles. Okay, so yes, they are adjacent to each other. So this is our answer. Okay, next is POT, and POT is what? This is our POT. Okay, and POS. These adjacent to each other or not? No. Why? Because they don't have any common arms. Okay, so this is one angle, this is bigger one, and another one is this angle. So they don't have any common angle, so we can say this no. Okay, next, do POR and POS. POR is what? POR. So this is your POR. Okay, this is your POR. Please try to see out my indications. Okay, try to follow my fingers. POR. Okay, so POR is and POS, they are adjacent to each other. They are linear pairs or not? Yes, they are linear pair. Why? Because they are forming on the straight line. Yes, no. What is the straight line? ROS is a straight line. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Do POR and POS form a linear pair? Yes. Yes, they will form a linear pairs. Why? Because they are standing on the straight line. One is this angle, another one is this angle, another one is this side angles. Okay, another one, they are standing on the straight line. One is this angles. Okay, and another one is this angles. Okay, so they are forming a linear. What is a linear pair? They should be in a straight line, right? They should be in a straight line. So ROS is a okay. Yes, they are the linear pairs of angles. Okay, so this is our next question. Next, let's go again. So let's see next question, Roman number 4. Is angle B vertically opposite the angle? Where is angle B? This is our vertical AC. This is our angle B. Okay, so for this angle we need to draw another angle, that is downside, right? But here you see angle E is not in this way. Okay, so there's angle E is this one, but angle B is this one only. That they are very small. They are not equal to each other. So they will be considered as no. They are not vertically opposite. Why? You see this angle B is smaller than angle E, right? Angle E is their mouths are open, right? But angle B, their mouths are very close. Yes or no? So angle B and angle E, you can see something like this. Angle B is something like this. Okay, and angle E is something like this. So can you consider that they are equally vertically opposite angles? No, right? You can say angle B here is an angle E here. So they are not vertically opposite angles. Okay, next, What is it? Angle E and angle D are supplementary or not? Yes. You see they are supplementary. Why they are supplementary? You see angle B and angle D, you see it is downside. And this is in the form of linear pairs. Okay, angle E and angle D are a linear pairs. And I already told you if it is a linear pair means the sum of the two angles will be always at 180 degrees. And so what is supplementary? Supplementary S is exactly like an add. Add means 180, right? A supplementary means sum of these two angles will be equal to 180 degrees. That means yes, they are 180. Yes, they are supplementary angles. Okay, so this is all about the question number Roman number 1, question number 2, or Roman number 1, question number 1. Okay, let's talk about question number 2. Okay, let's go to the question number 2. Name the linear pairs and the pairs of vertically opposite angles in the adjacent in the joining figures. So this is your figures out here. So, okay, from here we have to find a linear pairs and the vertically opposite angles. Okay, vertically pairs of vertically opposite angles. Okay, so first of all, let's try to find out what is it linear pairs. What are the linear pairs? Linear pair means what? They should have a straight line. Okay, and then only we can say linear pairs. Okay, so what are linear pairs? You see, angle 1 and angle 2 is a linear pair. So angle 1 and angle 2, number 1. Number 2, angle 2 and angle 4. Angle 2 and angle 4. Next again number 3, angle 4 and angle 3. Number 4, angle 1 and angle 3. Okay, and downside again angle 4, 5, angle 6 and angle 5, 5, 6, angle 5, 6 and 5, angle 6 and 8. Okay, you try to understand why these linear pairs. I'm just giving up the answers. Okay, then angle 6, angle 7. So and 7 is what? 6 and 8. 8 and angle 8 and angle 7. And number 8, angle 7 and angle 5. Okay, so we have how many pairs? We have total 8 pairs of linear pair, 8 linear pairs. Okay, what is angle 1 and angle 2? Angle 1 and angle 2, angle 2 and angle 4. Why? Because they are in a straight line. Okay, so in this way we are finding all the linear pair of angle. Vertically opposite angle. Vertically opposite angle. What is the vertically opposite angles? Okay, so we talk about vertically opposite angle. What are they? Okay, what are the vertically opposite angles? So I can say angle 2 and angle 3. Again, angle 1 and angle 4. You can see vertically opposite. They are intersecting these angles and these angles, these angles and these angles, right? So similarly, angle 5 and angle 8 and angle 6 and angle 7. So these are the vertically opposite angles. Okay, these are the vertically opposite angles. Okay, so let's go to the question number 3 and 4. And 3 and 4 I will just try to do only 2 or 3 questions only. Okay, 2 or 3 questions only. Okay, so remaining you have to do it by yourself. So I think you try to note it down, copy it down. Okay. Okay, let's try to find out this question number 3. Find the supplement of each of the following angles: 70, 135 and 0 degrees. Okay, so I'm solving here only 3 questions, so you try to solve the remaining questions. Okay, number 1. Let the recurrent angles be x degree. Okay, now we know that supplementary means what? Supplementary means the sum of these angles and this angle, recurrent angle, will be always equal to 180 degree. That means that 70 degree plus x degree is equal to almost 180 degrees. So you can write x only. So which implies that x is equal to 180 degree minus 70. If you bring this 70 this side, will become minus. So x will be equal to almost 110 degrees. So this is another pair of supplementary angles. Okay, so number 2 again same thing. Let the recurrent angles be x degree. Okay, so we don't know that angles. Okay, again we know the sum of these two angles will be equal to almost sum of these two angles will be, that means 180 135 degree plus x degree will be always equal to 180 degrees. So if I say this 135 this side become 180 minus 135 degrees. So subtract it. What is the answers? What is the answer? Subtract it. 5, it will be 7. 7 minus 3 is 4. Yes, no, 7 minus 3 is 4. So it's 45 degree will be your recurve angle for question number Roman number 2. Okay, I think you have not done all those. Okay, so okay, Roman number 3. Roman number. This is Roman number from your textbook. It's Roman number 6. Okay, so 6. What is it? Let the 6. Okay, let the recurve angles. Let the recurve angles be what is it? X. Okay, and they have given that. Okay, 0 degree plus x degree will be equal to what? 180 degrees, which implies that x degree will be equal to 180 degree minus 0, and if you subtract it by 0, your answer will be 7. Okay, this is your 180 degrees. Okay, in this way, try to do the remaining questions. Okay, please note it down the remaining all answers. Okay, so in this way, you try to do it the remaining questions. So this is the last question for this video lectures. Okay, so let's try to do solution. Now question number 4. Find the complement of each of the following. Find the complement of each of the following. Okay, so here's number 1. Let the recurve again. Let the recurve angle be x. Okay, so if I sum these two angles, we know that supplementary means complementary means what? 55 degree plus x is equal to 90 degrees. So subtract these two. So x is equal to what? 90 minus 55. So what do you got here? Our x value will be equal to 5. 8 minus 3, 5 will become 3. So this is our recurve angle is almost 35 degrees. Okay, similarly again. Okay, let the recurve angles be x again. So which implies that we know that 45 degree plus x will be always equal to 90. So subtract it, x will be equal to 90 minus 45. Okay, so what is it? X will be equal to 45 degrees. Subtract it, these two, you will get answers as 45 degrees. Okay, next again, the last question, that is Roman number 9. Roman number last question, that is Roman number 6, but I wrote it as Roman number 3 matrix board. Okay, so let the recurve numbers again. We know that 90 plus x will be always is equal to 90. So x is equal to what? 90 minus 90. So x will be equal to almost 0 degrees. So another pair of another pair of angle is what? 0 degrees. So in this way you try to solve the remaining questions. Okay, let's try to meet in the next video lectures. Bye bye.